This is where skepticism becomes essential. The myth of the Black church as the community's great pillar persists largely because it shields the institution from accountability. Once the church is framed as the unquestioned torchbearer of Black progress, it gains a halo effect that obscures its internal dysfunction, excuses its lack of political courage, and downplays the homophobia, sexism, anti intellectualism, and conformity culture that have shaped much of its history. It creates a protective glow around an institution that often lagged behind rather than led, allowing it to inherit credit for achievements the Black community accomplished in spite of religion, not because of it. And this is where skepticism becomes essential. We must resist praising any organization, religious or otherwise, simply because it claims to be carrying the torch for Black people. As with all good skepticism, we should ask for evidence, not anecdotes, impact, not intention, outcomes, not mythology. If a group says it is championing Black progress, it should be able to show it measurably, materially, and historically. Now, sociologically, the Black church functioned far more as a coping mechanism than a transformational engine. For much of its existence, it managed trauma without eliminating its sources. It offered spiritual reframing instead of structural solutions, and it preached endurance rather than promoting empowerment. Its message often centered on waiting on God instead of building the systems, institutions, and protections necessary for long term community advancements. Now, think about this. If you're not preaching about building the systems, then who's ever preparing to be able to build the systems? In this way, the church soothed hardship but did not structurally transform the conditions that produced it. And we see the consequences of that model today. Despite 70 to 80% of Black Americans identifying with or attending church, Black maternal mortality remains the highest, Black wealth remains the lowest, political influence is fragmented, and mental health crises continue to rise. The church provided comfort, yes, but comfort is not liberation. Comfort is not healing. Comfort is not better. It was a balm for the wound, not a blueprint for healing the body.